Welcome. In our previous sessions, we explored several meditation techniques that help prepare the mind for peaceful meditation. We learned to observe feelings, mental states, and other aspects of our experience. These practices gradually make the mind calmer and more balanced. Today we move one step further. This session is slightly more advanced because we are going to understand not only what happens in the mind, but also what causes those changes to happen. Many people begin meditation expecting the mind to become quiet immediately. Sometimes this happens, especially for those with previous meditation experience. But for most people, the mind has spent many years constantly thinking, planning, remembering, worrying, and reacting. Naturally, it does not become peaceful simply because we decide to meditate. This is completely normal. The important thing is not to become discouraged. Every meditator experiences these challenges. When we carefully observe the mind, we discover that two powerful tendencies continually disturb inner peace. One is attraction, the other is aversion. The mind keeps moving toward what it likes and away from what it dislikes. These two tendencies keep the mind active and prevent it from becoming naturally calm. That is why, before beginning meditation, it is often helpful to spend a few minutes reducing these forces. Some people may practice loving kindness meditation. Others may reflect on gratitude, forgiveness, or the impermanent nature of experiences. Different methods work for different people. It is not necessary to practice every preparation every day. Choose the methods that best suit your own experience. Earlier, we also discussed observing different mental states. Some people may wonder whether observing mental states and observing the factors that disturb meditation are the same practice. They are closely related, but they are not identical. When we observe a mental state, we usually recognize it after it has already appeared. We notice that the mind has become restless, doubtful, sleepy, angry, or distracted. At that stage, we are already responding to the result. Observing the factors that affect meditation is different. Instead of waiting until the disturbance becomes obvious, we learn to detect the very beginning of the force that is creating the disturbance. This makes the practice preventive rather than corrective. It is like noticing dark clouds before heavy rain begins. The earlier we recognize the disturbance, the easier it is to prevent it from taking control of the mind. This requires careful observation, patience, and regular practice. Fortunately, the mind also possesses powerful qualities that can overcome these disturbances. Traditionally, 5 inner strengths are developed. The first is confidence and determination. This confidence does not mean blind belief. It means having sufficient confidence to sincerely carry out the practice and discover the results through personal experience. Every worthwhile experiment requires commitment. If we constantly stop and doubt ourselves before giving the practice enough time to work, we never discover what is possible. As our experience grows, confidence naturally becomes stronger. The second strength is wisdom. In the beginning, we rely on instructions given by experienced teachers. Later, our own experience becomes our greatest teacher. Wisdom develops through careful observation. Meditation is not merely memorizing ideas from books. It is learning directly from our own mind. Each experience teaches something new. Gradually, confusion gives way to clarity. The third strength is effort. Meditation requires energy. The body needs physical energy. The mind also needs gentle but steady effort. This does not mean forcing the mind. Instead, it means patiently bringing the attention back whenever it wanders. Steady effort gradually overcomes laziness, dullness, and lack of motivation. The fourth strength is awareness. Awareness is perhaps the most important quality throughout meditation. Awareness notices what is happening in the present moment. Often, simply recognizing a negative mental tendency weakens its influence. The mind possesses natural balancing mechanisms. When awareness becomes clear, these protective processes begin to operate more effectively. The fifth strength is concentration. As concentration develops, different mental activities begin working together in harmony. The mind becomes stable and less easily pulled by external events or internal thoughts. However, concentration must be balanced. Sometimes a dull or sleepy mind may appear calm, but that is not true concentration. Awareness and wisdom help us distinguish genuine calmness from mental dullness. These five qualities, confidence, effort, awareness, concentration, and wisdom, support one another. Together they become powerful inner strengths that protect the mind. As meditation deepens, the disturbing forces become more subtle. At the same time, these inner strengths also become more refined and more powerful. Developing them is not something achieved in a single meditation session. It is an ongoing process. Each meditation gradually strengthens these qualities. Every small improvement becomes the foundation for the next. Now, rather than simply discussing these principles, let us apply them in practice. During the breathing meditation that follows, your main task remains the same. Simply observe the natural breath. If you notice that attraction, aversion, doubt, restlessness, dullness, or any other disturbance begins to arise, do not become frustrated. Simply recognize it. Allow the appropriate inner strength to restore balance. If doubt appears, gently strengthen confidence. If laziness appears, apply steady effort. If distraction appears, establish awareness. If the mind becomes scattered, allow concentration to gather it again. If confusion appears, allow wisdom to understand what is happening. Do not analyze these qualities while you are meditating. Your primary attention should always remain with the breath. These strengths will gradually arise naturally whenever they are needed. Do not expect immediate perfection. These qualities develop through regular practice. The more often they are used, the stronger they become. Be patient with yourself. Every meditation session contributes to your progress. Now let us begin our breathing meditation. As beginners, it is not necessary to master all these principles immediately. Simply becoming familiar with them is already a valuable step forward. Continue practicing regularly, allowing these inner strengths to develop naturally over time. In our next session, we will explore another important meditation topic, observing the impermanent nature of what we normally think of as I or myself. By carefully examining our experience, we will begin to understand how this sense of self is constantly changing from moment to moment, leading to a deeper understanding of the mind and a more peaceful way of living. Until then, may your practice continue with patience, balance, and steady progress. Thank you for joining me today.